I crumbled. Do you know what? I cried pretty much every day this camp. Been going through so much, and these guys have kept me stuck together, and I couldn't have done it without them. It's been tough.
Moving up, maybe one day, but right now 125, perfect category for me. I don't have a tough cut at all, and I feel like I won't move anywhere until I've conquered this whole division.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It's very far, but I suppose I went to Saudi Arabia last time, so.
This is a story about a fighter who carried power, discipline, and pride each time she entered the ring. Her name is Dakota Ditcheva, a rising star whose striking ability and calm presence made her stand out from the moment she began competing. Even in her early days in Muay Thai, Dakota earned a reputation for being sharp, accurate, and dangerous.
Chelsea against hers, I think, it's a lot more exciting. So I'm going to try and stay stood up for sure.
When she threw a kick or a knee, she didn't just hit her opponent, she broke down their confidence. Dakota was not only skilled, she was composed, focused, and unshaken by pressure. Her fighting style was elegant and brutal at the same time. Every movement had purpose. She didn't waste energy. She didn't show fear. Fans quickly learned that when Dakota entered a fight, she brought precision and cold intensity. She could finish a match in seconds or slowly pick an opponent apart until they broke. And with each performance, the expectations around her grew larger. But in the world of fighting, skill alone is never enough. Someone is always waiting to test you. Someone always wants to challenge the rising star.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the prize, like you said, was amazing. The belt's amazing. But for me, I want to fight. I loved fighting 4 times last year. The year before that, I fought 3 times.
In Dakota's case, that challenger came in the form of Hannah Brady, a loud fighter with a reputation for talking big and acting even bigger. Brady saw Dakota's rising fame and wanted to take it for herself. And instead of trying to earn respect, she chose to disrespect her. During the build-up before their fight, Brady insulted Dakota again and again. She didn't just attack Dakota's abilities. She spoke about her mother, used slurs, and tried to provoke anger. She wanted the spotlight. She wanted headlines. She wanted to shake Dakota's calm and get inside her head. Brady acted like she already won. She believed Dakota was just another fighter without toughness. She believed her own aggression would overwhelm Dakota's sharp technique. But Dakota did not respond with words. She didn't argue. She didn't shout. She simply stayed quiet, trained, and prepared.
I am so excited. These guys have missed me for sure. They've been very vocal on social media, so I'm excited to finally get back in the cage.
Her silence was not weakness. It was focus. She understood that in fighting, the real answers are delivered in the cage, down. If she held Dakota tightly, she could prevent those sharp kicks and dangerous knees. And for brief moments, she succeeded. But even inside the clinch, Dakota landed knees that dug deep into the core, the type of strikes that steal breath and energy. As the first round continued, Brady looked unsure. She came in with confidence and words, but now she was facing someone who didn't react to taunts. Dakota fought like she had already seen everything that would happen. There was no panic, no hesitation, just clean execution. The crowd could see it. The commentators could see it. Brady was already behind. Dakota was in complete control. When the second round began, Dakota increased her pace. Her kicks remained sharp and painful. Brady responded by clinching more often, trying to smother Dakota and steal points. The round turned into long stretches of close-quarters wrestling. Brady tried to use this strategy to wear Dakota out. But even in the clinch, Dakota landed meaningful strikes. Her knees lifted up repeatedly, stabbing into Brady's stomach and ribs. Every contact was precise, powerful, and intentional. Brady kept pressing forward, trying to make the fight ugly and physical. But Dakota kept landing clean counter shots. She didn't rush. She didn't become emotional. She kept her discipline. The longer the fight went on, the more Brady's frustration showed. Her facial expression changed. Her movement slowed. Dakota, meanwhile, still bounced lightly on her feet, ready to strike at any moment. By the time round 2 ended, one thing was clear. Brady had the desire to fight, but Dakota had the skill to control everything happening inside the ring. Round 3 opened with Dakota attacking immediately, landing a strong head kick that made the crowd react loudly. The sound echoed like a sudden crack of thunder. Brady's defense was weakening, and Dakota could sense it. She continued applying pressure, landing kicks and punches with ease. Brady's legs and body were marked with red. She looked tired and overwhelmed, but she did not quit. She kept trying to clinch, to hold, to stall, to survive. The fight continued to unfold like a battle between chaos and precision. Brady fought with emotion. Dakota fought with structure. Every time Brady rushed in, Dakota punished her. Every time Brady tried to get inside, Dakota met her with elbows and knees. The difference between the fighters grew clearer with each exchange. By the end of round 3, the commentary focused on Dakota's control. She was doing more damage, landing more meaningful strikes, and showing higher-level technique. Brady did not understand how to solve the problem in front of her. Round 4 brought more intensity, as both fighters exchanged strikes with aggression. Brady pushed harder than before, throwing combinations and attempting to force Dakota into mistakes. But Dakota stayed sharp, stayed aware, and continued to pick her apart. The clinching returned, but Dakota remained effective even in those close moments. Every time the referee separated them, Dakota stepped forward with confidence, controlling the center of the ring. She fired clean kicks that shattered Brady's rhythm again and again. The crowd reacted with every strike. The sound of kicks hitting flesh became the rhythm of the round. Brady gave everything she had, but Dakota still looked composed. The difference between a fighter who is surviving and a fighter who is controlling was clear. The 4th round ended with both fighters tired, but Dakota still looked like the one dictating the fight. And as the fight moved into the final round, everything was on the line. The final round began with a quiet tension in the arena. Everyone watching understood the story that had already unfolded. Brady came in talking loudly, promising to dominate, mocking Dakota, even insulting her mother. She believed she would break Dakota's spirit, but by the time the last round arrived, it was clear which fighter had stayed composed, who had stayed disciplined, and who had controlled every second of the fight. Dakota stepped forward with the same calm expression she had from the very start. Her breathing was steady. Her body language was relaxed. She didn't appear tired. She didn't appear stressed. She simply looked ready to finish what she started. Her stance was strong, balanced, and confident. She was in control, not just of the fight, but of herself. Brady, on the other hand, was different. The earlier confidence, the taunting, the arrogance had faded. Now she looked tense and unsure. Her movements were slower. Her breathing was heavier. She tried to keep a strong face, but her eyes revealed exhaustion and doubt. Still, she didn't back down. She refused to surrender, even though the damage had clearly taken its toll. As they met in the center once again, Brady attempted to push the pace, perhaps hoping to surprise Dakota with one final burst of aggression. But Dakota saw everything, reading her opponent like a book she had already studied for months. Brady threw a combination of punches, but Dakota blocked, slipped, and angled away effortlessly. Then, with perfect timing, Dakota fired back. A fast, sharp kick slammed into Brady's ribs. Brady stumbled. The sound echoed again, a familiar thud that the crowd had heard many times throughout the match. Dakota stepped forward, patient, focused, controlled. She didn't rush. She didn't chase wildly. She simply continued her system, her pattern, her process. She landed another kick and another. Pressure without chaos, damage without waste. Brady attempted to clinch one more time, wrapping her arms around Dakota, trying to slow the momentum. But Dakota had learned Brady's habits now. She shifted her position, secured inside control, and drove her knee upward with precision. The knee struck deep into Brady's midsection, making her body tense from the shock. Moments like this reveal the truth about fighters. The body can take only so much before the mind begins to break. Brady had been tough, she had been determined, but Dakota had been disciplined. Every attack had been targeted for maximum effect. The rib cage, the lungs, the legs, the arms. Dakota had weakened every system of Brady's body at once. In the final minute of the fight, Dakota stepped back into the center of the ring, inviting Brady forward. Not with arrogance, but with calm dominance. Brady swung wildly, trying to make something happen. But Dakota simply moved her head slightly, avoiding the punch by inches, and struck back with a beautiful straight right hand. The punch landed clean. Brady froze for a split second, just long enough for everyone watching to feel the impact. Dakota stepped forward and delivered one final combination. Clean, measured, perfect. Brady stumbled backward, and for the first time in the fight, she looked like she might fall. But she didn't. She stayed on her feet. She stayed fighting. Even as her body was failing, her pride refused to let go. The bell rang. The fight was over. Both fighters backed away to their corners. Dakota looked calm, simply breathing through her nose, almost as if she had just finished a training session. Brady leaned against the ropes, trying to steady her breathing, her chest rising sharply as she struggled for air. The referee brought them to the center. The judges' scorecards were clear. Dakota Ditcheva won, not by luck, not by flash, not by one dramatic moment, but through control, discipline, and precision across every minute of the fight. Brady had entered the match believing she could break Dakota through aggression and disrespect. She had tried to rattle her emotionally. She had tried to drag her into a chaotic fight. She had tried to make it personal, but Dakota never responded to insults. She never responded to the taunts. She didn't need to, because the best response was delivered in the cage. As the referee raised Dakota's hand, the commentary summed up exactly what had happened. She didn't just outfight her, she taught her a lesson. There was no celebration from Dakota, no showboating, no yelling. She bowed her head slightly and hugged her coach. A professional, a fighter who believes actions are stronger than words. Brady, to her credit, stood with dignity in her defeat. The fight had shown her something she didn't expect. It showed her that real strength isn't loud. It doesn't need to scream. Real strength is quiet, steady, and precise. The aftermath of the fight shifted Dakota's career. Her calm and controlled performance gained her widespread respect, not only for her ability to win fights, but for the way she carries herself. She showed that confidence doesn't require insults. Greatness doesn't require arrogance. Power doesn't require noise. And for the fans watching, the message was unforgettable. When someone disrespects you, you don't always need to argue. You don't always need to respond. Sometimes the strongest answer is silence and execution. Dakota Ditcheva is proof that composure under pressure is one of the greatest weapons any fighter can have. Her performance demonstrated how strategy and discipline can defeat recklessness and ego. She didn't fight because of anger. She didn't fight because of pride. She fought because this was her craft, her art, her purpose, and she executed it with perfection. Her story continues, and her journey is far from over. But no matter where her career goes, this fight will always be remembered. Not because of the trash talk, not because of the hype, but because of the lesson. Dignity beats arrogance, discipline beats chaos, and real fighters don't have to yell. They just prove it.